you lot, let's talk Cercle Brugge. As you can see by the title, as you can see by the thumbnail, Aston Villa are one of reportedly several Premier League clubs that have sent scouts to effectively scout this club top to bottom in terms of the players that they have available. I think their sporting director, it's like Rembert Vlom. I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce his surname, but he has confirmed that Aston Villa are one of the clubs that has scouted his team ahead of the summer transfer window. I don't need to tell Aston Villa fans about the Belgian Pro League. All I have to say is Christian Benteke Liolo, one of Villa's greatest players over the past 20 or so years. Everyone loves Benteke. Everyone's wishing him all the best now he's over in the MLS. But, other names that have come out of Belgium recently, let's look at the likes of this season in particular, Jeremy Doku. Brentford have agreed a £30 million signing. I think it's from Club Brugge, not Cercle Brugge, from one of their strikers. And again, the likes of Manchester United, etc., have been scouting Cercle Brugge. So I thought what we'd do is go through their entire squad, look how they're doing this season, look at the players that Aston Villa might be looking at, including a 20-plus goal striker for this season. If you are enjoying the Aston Villa content, of course, leave a like, subscribe down below for all the latest and greatest Aston Villa transfer content over the summer. Let's get into it. So the first thing we look at is just generally their sort of Google. Yes, I use Microsoft Bing. I actually don't know why. In honour of Chandler Bing, rest in peace. May God rest his soul. But yesterday they played against Genk and actually won 4-1, putting them up to 5th in their league. As you can see, their results are a little bit scattered here and there, but 5th in the Belgian Pro League. And keep your eye on that name right there, Kevin Deni, because he might be one that we talk about a little bit later on. Again, in terms of them as a club, founded in 1899. I think they've been in the Belgian Pro League since like 2002 or something like that. But yeah, 5th this season. If we go across to their standings here, you can see 5th just below Genk as well. 37 games played, so they are coming towards the end of their season. All's well as us. And then we move on to their transfer mark, the good old trusty transfer mark. Get rid of every advertisement in the world. And we can see in terms of their honour roll, they've won the Belgian Championship 3 times and the Belgian Cup twice. Their transfer record is a plus £10 million. They are a club that needs to sell, and I do wonder whether their sporting director coming out and saying this kind of stuff is just them trying to drum up some interest and play teams against each other, get the prices up, and that is how this club is sustainable. That's one to keep in mind. They have 28 players this season, an average age of just 23 years of old, so they are years of age. I don't know why I keep on saying years of old, but they are a young squad, and the current squad value is 56 million. We look through their squad, and we are going to go across to FootMob to have a little look a bit more in depth. But we're going to ignore the goalkeepers, to be honest with you. Their main goalkeeper is a 27-year-old called Warlison, Brazilian and Italian. Clearly, he's not going to come and disrupt the current group of goalkeepers that we have. We look at their centre-backs. Of course, we're always in the market for centre-backs. It does appear. They have a couple of options. Christian Ryvac, a young centre-back there. Other ones that are market value relatively low, as you'd expect, sort of from this league. In terms of left-back, we are sort of looking for left-backs allegedly. They've got Nazinho, who they recently got in from Sporting Lisbon's B team, only 20 years of age. Another one from Monaco there, 21 years of age. Only one right back in the entire squad. They got him on loan from SC Freiburg in Germany, a young Belgian player there, 21 years of age. Again, possibly one that we're scouting, I'm not 100% sure. In terms of their midfield, their kind of golden crop of midfielders seems to be Alan Midder there, recently signed from, oh God, I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce that. Then they do have another, again, they have a young squad there, French Ivory Coast midfielder there, 20 years of age with a market value of 3 million. And then the main player that we're looking at, you can see his transfer value sticks out. It's going to be Kevin Deni, 23 years of age, French, and I think that's Senegalese, possibly, if my flag knowledge is... Oh, no, it's Togo. There you go. I clearly haven't been playing enough Ultimate Team recently. But we're going to be looking at him purely for the following reasons. So that's his stats in the playoffs, 7 games, 3 goals. This is his stats in the Juniper Pro League this season. 28 games, 23 3 goals. An out-and-out striker. I don't really care about Real Madrid's fixture, to be honest. I'll care about the Champions League next season when we're qualified. But 23 goals in 28 games this season in that Juniper Pro League. Obviously plays up front. Look at how his market value has just skyrocketed since he joined Cercle Brugge. Like I say, Togo in France. He can play attacking midfield as well. It looks like attack centre forward. Height just over 6 foot tall, and his contract runs out in 2026. So we have a look at him a little bit more on FootMob, shall we? So Kevin Deni. Let's go across here and type that in. There he is. We bring him up here. As you can see, the number 9 can actually play attacking midfield as well. That's his playoff stats there, of 6.88 as well. We look at his season in the Pro League overall, 7.3 rating in general, 27 goals in 36 games is no small feat. In yesterday's 4-1 win over Genk, a goal and an assist for him. And if we go down here, this is where you're going to see why maybe this man is being scouted by a lot of Premier League clubs, bearing in mind he is only 23 years of age and shouldn't cost that much of a pretty penny. 26 goals puts him right at the top of that league. Expected goals of 23, right at the top. Expected goals on target, right at the top. His non-penalty XG, he only scored 2 of his goals from penalties this season, so his non-penalty XG is through the roof. 154 shots with 56 on target, so he's converting around half of his shots on target to goals. In terms of assists, only the 1, but his expected assists is actually quite high for that league, coming in at around 4, and his successful passes again in the 97th percentile. So he isn't just a one-dimensional player, which is always nice to see. 37 chances created and only 1 assist. You've got to possibly look at the other wingers in that team and think possibly Villa aren't scouting them with that conversion rate. In terms of possession, he's dribbling at about 58% success, which again puts him near the 90th percentile in the Belgian Pro League. 42 successful dribbles, nearly 1,700 touches, and 274 of them coming in the opposition box. So he is a bit of a fox in the box. And then again, even in terms of defending, 234 duels won puts him 96th percentile for strikers in that league. He's winning 33% of his aerial duels, but he is winning 114 of them. So again, he's going for them, he's winning them. His blocks, his recoveries, all in the top percentile for players in that Belgian Pro League. I mean, I'm sure his per 90s are almost as impressive. Again, all green for his attacking output there. Passing goes down a bit. Possession still very high, and a few greens across the board in defence as well. So I think he is going to be the main man that we will be scouting from Cercle Brugge, and I assume other clubs are also scouting as well. You know, you look at his career history. If we go by club, there he was 9, I think they're in France, aren't they? So he's been knocking in and around France, and then Cercle Brugge, really 50 goals in 121 games, so he's come into his own this season, which is no surprise. A full Togo international as well, and possibly one that again many Premier League clubs are looking at. Would he fit in next to, like, saying Ollie Watkins is one that you have to think of? Can he play that second striker role, or are we looking for a goal scorer to back up the goals that Watkins has now added to his game? And then we go back to their squad in general, and again, you know, you look at their squad, it's clearly going to be him, the one that we're scouting. It's not going to be anyone else, is it? If I had to, hazard a guess, possibly we might be looking at a couple of their defenders, young defenders, again, to bring in. Obviously, we know Monchi is a shrewd operator, and he's going to want to bring in young talent that may develop in the future. So we go across to the squad stats. Sorry, a little bit of a cut there. As you can see, Warlison is their main goalkeeper this season. As you can see, nothing really or particularly stands out. They have this young centre-back there. He has started all of their games. Another young centre-back there again, 35 games this season. In terms of goals, though, it really isn't that good until you get to Kevin Deni. They have Alan Mida there as well, or Minder, getting 8 goals for them this season. But again, possibly, like I say, in terms of centre-backs, only really you'd imagine if this guy's left-footed would we really be looking at him there. Where does he play? Let's have a little look across here. Main position, he can play left or right. He is right-footed, so I don't think we'll particularly be looking at him. But again, looks like he's had a pretty decent season. I don't want to see the World at War planes or whatever they are there. But again, I think we can actually go over here. And if we go, not clubs, Blues, there they are. So again, The centre-backs, I think, are going to be the main option for us if we are looking at anyone else apart from Deni. But you'd have to assume that Deni is going to be the main event of that one. Where is that centre-back? Let's have a little look at him and see how he is comparing in the league this season. So yeah, 189 centimetres, only 24 years of age, a market value of barely 1.9 million. 94 games so far for Cercle Brugge, and a decent amount, a sea of green in terms of his defending stats there. The main thing that they're going to be looking at though at Aston Villa is that pass accuracy, and he is definitely getting nowhere near our team there. Who was the other? I think that was the young centre back that's starting all of their games as well. Number 66, 21 years of age, a market value of 3.2. You'd imagine this has probably been his breakthrough season with Cercle Brugge this year. And again, we go down there, 62%. It's going to be Deni, I think, if I had to hazard a guess. Again, in terms of centre mids there, I think it was, where are we? I think it was him that was the young one that had a decent one. Yeah, 2.8, 25 years of age. Good rating actually so far this season. Plays centre mid or defensive midfield. And actually, to be fair, you look at that, a good sea of green, especially with the defensive stats. So possibly another one there, Leonardo da Silva Lopez. And then who was the other one that was getting all of their goals? Alan Minder. Let's have a little look at you, my son. 20 years of age, so very, very young. A decent amount of goals to start ratio as well this season. Yeah, attacking output, very, very good. But I think, if I had to hazard a guess, like I say, it's going to be Deni that I think Aston Villa have been scouting this season. And there you have it. That is Cercle Brugge. Like I say, maybe the Portuguese central midfielder, maybe we are looking at a couple of their young defenders, but Deni is clearly the main event, really come into his own this season, and could be an exciting still, because I assume we wouldn't pay anywhere above 15 million euros for him, if I had to be honest, especially with the temptation of Champions League football. Who doesn't want to come and play Champions League football for a team like Aston Villa? If you have any more in-depth knowledge of any of the other players for Cercle Brugge, leave a comment below. I'll reply to every single one. Let's go to start a good discussion around this team, because it could be a plethora of their players. Is it Alan Minder? Are we looking for that extra option on the wing? Who knows? But as always, guys, up the Villa. I'm going to go watch the Brighton game. Be nice to everyone, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, we're qualified for the Champions League.